Welcome to the PTCB Prep Guide. We're your partner in helping you pass the exam with total confidence. Today, we're tackling one of the trickiest, most tested topics out there, pharmaceutical waste disposal. We're going to cut right through all the confusion and focus only on what you need to know to nail these questions. Let's get started.
All right, listen up, because this is huge. This one idea right here, it's not just some random rule. It's a classic PTCB exam trap. If you can master this single concept, you are already way ahead of the game. And trust me, by the end of this, it's going to stick.
So here's my promise to you. Stick with me for just the next few minutes, and you are going to walk away knowing the difference between a P-list drug and regular trash, exactly how long you can store it, and all the key rules that are pretty much guaranteed to show up on your exam.
So, you might be wondering, where do all these rules even come from? Well, to really get waste disposal, you first have to know who's in charge, who's making the rules, and it all starts with one major piece of federal law. For your PTCB exam, I want you to just think of RCRA as the ultimate rulebook. Seriously, that's it. It's the big federal law, the EPA enforces it, and it tells pharmacies exactly how to manage their hazardous waste. It's the foundation for everything, and I mean everything we're about to cover.
Okay, let's get down to business. This next part covers your most important job as a pharmacy tech when it comes to waste, sorting it correctly. This is where you either win or lose points on the exam, so let's make sure you win them.
It all starts with a really simple division. Think of it like this. On one side, you've got your non-hazardous waste. You know, things like Tylenol, Motrin, empty vials. Now, these don't fall under those super strict federal rules, but they still need to be disposed of properly, usually through a process like incineration. Then, on the other side, you have the big one, RCRA, hazardous waste. This is anything that's toxic, corrosive, ignitable, or reactive. This is the category with all the serious rules.
So this table breaks it down even more. You've got your basic non-hazardous stuff. Then there's something called pharmacological waste. Think expired antibiotics. Now listen, while it's not technically RCRA hazardous, it is not regular trash. It needs special disposal. And finally, we have the most critical category for your exam, the P-list. This stuff is acutely hazardous, and it falls directly under RCRA's strict control.
Okay, deep breath. If you remember only one thing from this entire explainer, please make it this next part. The P-list is where the absolute trickiest exam questions come from.
Just let this sink in for a second. We're talking about one single tablet, or one patch, or even just one drop.
And there it is. This is the punchline. If you have a stock bottle with just one P-list drug mixed in with 100 other pills, that entire bottle and everything in it is now considered RCRA hazardous waste. That is the one-tablet rule, and it is a classic exam trap. For the PTCB, you absolutely must memorize these three P-list drugs: nicotine, that includes patches and gum, physiostigmine, and warfarin. Make flashcards, do whatever you have to do. But just as important is knowing what's not on the list. They love to trick you with epinephrine. Say it with me. Epinephrine is not P-list waste. So what's the bottom line here? It's simple. P-list waste has one and only one destination, a specifically labeled, sealed RCRA hazardous waste container. That's it. No exceptions. Not the trash, not the drain.
Okay, great. So you've correctly sorted the waste. The next exam topic is all about time. See, you can't just let this stuff sit around forever. The EPA basically has a stopwatch running, and you need to know the deadlines.
So the rules for storage depend on whether your pharmacy is a small quantity generator or SQG versus a large quantity generator or LQG. Now here's a key tip for the exam. You should just assume that almost all retail pharmacies are considered SQGs. And for an SQG, here's the magic number you need to remember, 180 days. A small quantity generator can hold onto that hazardous waste on site for up to 180 days. This is almost certainly the number you're going to see on your test. Now, just to contrast, if a facility generates a whole lot more waste, it becomes an LQG and has to follow much stricter rules. Their storage limit gets cut right in half, down to just 90 days. Knowing both of these numbers will help you confidently pick the right answer. All right, let's quickly talk about the day-to-day stuff. I mean, it's not just about sorting and storing. It's about handling all of this safely and legally every single day.
And this is where OSHA comes in. That's the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. 3 things to remember. You must always have access to this Safety Data Sheets, or SDS, for all hazardous materials. You have to wear the right PPE. And you've got to keep those hazardous waste containers sealed tight unless you're literally in the middle of adding something to them.
Now, when it's finally time for that waste to leave the pharmacy, you can't just throw it in any old truck. A DOT manifest is absolutely required. Think of it like a legal tracking document or a chain of custody form. It follows that hazardous waste from your pharmacy's door all the way to its final disposal site.
And here it is, a rule that applies to everything you throw away, hazardous or not. All protected health information, we're talking patient names, RX numbers, addresses, it must be completely removed or destroyed from every label before it gets disposed of. This is a massive patient privacy issue, so it's non-negotiable.
Phew! Okay, we have covered a lot. So let's lock in the most important facts with a quick, rapid review. This is the stuff you absolutely, positively have to know cold before you walk into that exam.
Let's just run through the biggest traps one more time. Number 1, the P-List 1-tablet rule. Don't forget it. Number 2, remember that even things like old antibiotics, that pharmacological waste, that's not regular trash. Number 3, retail pharmacies are SQGs, which means a 180-day limit. And number 4, PHI must always be destroyed.
All right, final vocabulary blitz. Ready? RCRA, that's the federal law. P-List, acutely hazardous waste. SQG, small quantity generator, 180 days. SDS, safety data sheet. Manifest, that's the shipping document. And incineration, that's the main way we get rid of pharmaceutical waste. Got it? Good.
So, let's end on a classic exam-style question. You find one expired nicotine patch, a P-List item, mixed into a return bottle with 100 acetaminophen tablets. What do you do with that entire bottle? If you immediately thought that entire thing is now RCRA hazardous waste, then congratulations. You have just mastered the single most important rule we covered today. You are ready for these questions.